the 15 and the 20. Looks like a Williams alligator. I have a 200 right here. So right now we have the 8 crossing above the 200. The 15's there. So this looks bullish. We've got volume coming in. What is this? What's the volume on this candle? So yeah, that's almost a 500,000 volume there. So that's some volume on this. Let's see what he does here. 9:42 and 59 seconds. That candle on my chart still has another minute to go. Over here, let's give a look-see.
There we go. All right,
Strong
that part's
there.
working.
Okay, look at this here. You see this hit?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that right there.
Right, where we find support?
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Now, if this sucker goes, gives us an opportunity to get in somewhere around here. We're right close to that pivot. You can see its VWAP's been around here. Look at this little bend right here. So what you could expect there, possibly, right there, you could expect a little bump, maybe. So in other words, price would come to this demand zone, possibly go beyond it, either hit this or wick into it, and then possibly move forward. So we're going to look. We got a little curl down here. These things, these indicators that I'm looking at that you can't see that great on this screen, or that's my Woodies.
Is that a pivot that just hit? Yeah, trying to bounce back off that 50% retracement.
It's on that green demand zone.
Fine.
There we go.
So let's see what we get here. Yeah, 50% retracement, we said, right? That was right about that green zone.
Right
So
around
did you hear Devin? He called that 50% retracement. Yes,
Man,
he did.
I'm beginning to rub off on people. I'm kidding.
You're rubbing off on me. You're rubbing off on me. I did the whole lesson this week. I just took your stuff that I learned from you and put it in the words. That's what I said. It's not my stuff.
I've been able to go and attack a lot of the other stuff, the little busy work that we do behind the scenes to that note, because I've got guys like you who can pay it forward, and I am honored and appreciative of that. I really am.
Well, you're making an impact in our lives, dude. We appreciate it.
I mean, and you too, Stone. I mean, you've basically
developed. Let's stop.
You've made your own. Wait, let me
Vulcan
give
breath.
you credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
You've taken 3 or 4 different styles, made them your own. You've made this into trading kung fu, man. Now we teach other people to do what you're doing. They'll learn another technique from someone else. They'll develop 6 style, and so on and so forth.
Thank you so much. Bullish Engulfing on ENTB looks like it is forming. We have to wait another few seconds. That's a bullish engulfing that could give us an entry, and then we don't
just jump on that. We don't just jump into that.
Nope. I said it could, but I'm going to go and mark some price lines. We're going to see. It's going to have to do some things for us.
There we go.
Yeah, it needs. What we're going to look for is it needs to confirm.
What's our confirmation?
That it doesn't get wiki here.
Yeah, we don't like too many wicks and penny stocks.
Oh, wiki. Aha, there's an.
Because wiki means that they're gonna dump it on you.
That's it. Let's go back to auto. Boom. Thank you. Are you able to see this pretty good on your screens there, Jeremy and everybody?
Oh yeah.
I can't tell.
A little 15, 16-inch screen, so I can't see anything.
Hello. Can you hear me out there in Trading Land?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Who is this?
Got this push to talk to work.
There
You
you
guys
go.
changed the settings behind us, huh?
That's Ironclad.
That's Ironclad, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, dude, you're freaking
actually,
awesome.
I don't need push to talk now.
No, you can just talk.
I've been struggling trying to get push to talk to work, and finally.
There you go.
Or you switched it over to the voice activated. Good on you.
Oh, I don't have it up.
I was about.
I should say that.
Run a
Look
screenshot
at that,
for you.
Stone. Look at that. It's getting wiki on us.
It's getting wiki on us, but it's still got time. We're going to see what it does on this next candle.
Here's my 1 hour chart.
This guy looks freaking awesome. Dang it.
Wow, look at that end
Look
pattern.
how pretty that is.
That's gorgeous.
And it's hitting those price targets we put up. Of course it is. they're easy to find the price targets. The execution. That's the key.
Yes, the
All right.
execution is the key. Once you learn how to chart like this, that is the hardest part, is to trust your research and trust what you're seeing and trade it.
You're absolutely right, and that's been my biggest challenge, has been trusting my own TA.
Yes.
And you have to learn how to trust your own TA.
Yeah, I'm really proud
of you. How do you learn how to do it?
You've really learned to do that.
Well, I'm getting better at it. How do you learn how to trust your own TA? Practice.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Stay in front of the chart.
Look for the control candles. Look for those control candles.
You get to Carnegie Hall eventually.
Look, we're sideways right now.
Lots of practice.
See that on SPY and Ford? Sideways.
Noise.
I'm kind of perplexed as to why you haven't marked that crinkle stone.
Oh my goodness. Hang on a second. Let me get back over here. I did an update. I hadn't got over there because it's going sideways. I'm not paying attention to it right now. We'll come back and look at it later. These guys are moving, and I like that. And this guy could give us an opportunity to get in, coming back to that like 272 area.
This MES could set up a bearish end pattern here, but I mean, there's a lot of pivots below here, and then there's an angular support here as well. But I think we got a pretty good shot at running it. We're 50% retracement is right around that 4010 area, but I think it can creep a little lower to about 4,000 even. Just looking at the previous accumulation zone. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's great. This guy is actually trying to come back to VWAP, and that's almost about a 50% retracement of this candle here, wouldn't you say? The whole thing. And what time is it? 29. Okay, so
yeah, I'd say
if I were going to take an entry, I might take one on him, 1 share. Okay, did you hear that? And then I would look at where could I put my stop loss, quickly taking an entry. Well, I could look at VWAP. It's already being hit. I might not want to do that. I could put my stop where the 8 is. I've learned that this is what these averages work for. Quick stop loss sets, sometimes quick price targets.
Yes.
But I'm going to put mine, at the top of this candle right here. See that? That candle, the top of that candle is 267. So I got a 277 entry. I'm going to put a 267 stop loss right there. Did y'all see that? I did that. I took that entry. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, because it's a penny stock, is I got a 278 entry basically. I want that 292. And I think that price can hit that 292. Now, did I take a speculative entry? Maybe. Could I get stopped out? Maybe, but it's 1 share. So if I don't get stopped out, I can add to it. So we're going to see if I get stopped out.
But that's the other big thing that you really talked about a lot, was in pennies, you don't have to buy a bunch. You can buy 1.
Right. Especially when you're learning.
And test if you're learning. Test if you're getting it. Just buy 1 share when you're trying to switch over from paper to money.
Exactly. And that's what you can do in these situations. So if I'm wrong, I lose $2.70 something cents, or I lose, actually I don't lose that. I only lose, about 10 cents from where my stop is. I don't always do just a 10-cent stop. Ooh, look.
It's a fake out. It's got to be.
Yeah. You know what? This is that Wainwright thing. You're absolutely right. We got to be careful about these guys. But that is a pretty setup. And that is.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, but I think it's a fake.
Now, why do you think it's a fake?
Something feels off, just the way it's developed. It feels like like the market makers are testing that to see if there's anybody buying, and then they just crush you.
Okay. All of them could be like that. Yeah, this guy could get me right here. See, but I only took one share, so it's not going to hurt me.
Right.
And the green's under the the purple green or purple yellow green on
here. Down here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are. But that is also our descending wedge, and look what's happened. It's not gone further yet. So we have to see if it's going to, that's a little double bottom here, which comes back down to this level here. And so we need to watch and see. This is also a pivot. So it's between this, what looks like a demand zone. It's hit it, right? And it's a pivot. So it's kind of squeezing between those two. Don't have anything
it's not that I
down
don't
here.
like it. I'm sorry, Stone.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's okay. It's not that I have anything down here necessarily to give me an indication that it's gonna go up or down. So we have to continue to watch it. This guy is below this red line. That's the 0 line, and usually it's bearish, or this also could be a spot to buy. But we're gonna watch. If it were another stock, if this were a large cap,
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
happy if that was a large cap. I would be
I
getting
might-
in on that. But on pennies, I'm waiting. That's
Yep.
yeah,
Good
it's
idea.
not that I don't like it. It's that I'm
No,
waiting
no.
for confirmation.
And it's 9:53. Go ahead, boss.
Oh no, I'm not the boss. We're
I
all
talk
bosses.
to people like that. I say that. to
I know.
Listen,
I was
some
just-
people probably think I've been in prison because I say that.
So I'm looking at that on a 1 minute chart, and that's got that third leg issue happening there. I'm going to put the 8 period on it real quick. My
Actually,
indicators
Which
got
one?
messed up. That's CMRA.
all right.
Where is
Who is that?
my synchronization here? Hang on a second.
Who is that?
Wiki on CMRA.
I got stopped out. See that? I got stopped out,
Yeah.
and I lost 11 cents on one share.
there
now-
we
Sorry,
go.
buddy.
Now we're
No,
cooking.
it's okay. Because you know what I didn't do? I didn't lose $11. I didn't lose $1,100. I didn't lose $100. I lost 11 cents because I took a speculative entry. But I put my stop in where I thought I should need it. And so now, okay, I lost out. Maybe it'll come back in and give me another setup. There's your flush.
Yeah, it's
There's your break.
Yep.
Now we'll see. Now we'll see if no, it's not going to have any sentiment.
Now we're
Just
going to see.
open.
We're going to see if what happens now is if it flushes, it gives us. Well, it won't give us an opportunity to short it, but that flush, the next move could be equal to this leg right here. Wouldn't
Yes,
you say
sir.
that?
That
Yep.
measured
So-
measured move,
Measured
baby.
move.
That's a measured move downwards. So here's how I use my measured move downwards. I take a little box and I draw it to where it stopped. I activate that drawing and I move it to where this next part of the flag looks like it's starting. But, however, remember I said we could wick down to this area?
That wick
Oh,
too.
wick
That's why I
fast.
was like, I'm not sure.
So we're not sure, but that's how I would look for. I use a box. I drew
It's
a box.
hammering. That's nice.
It's very intelligent. We learned how to draw boxes when we're kids. And who would have thunk it that you could use it to make money in the stock market? But you can. So that box gives me, I'm not looking for the side so much as I am the downward. And it goes all the way down to the 200. You see that, Jeremy?
Yes, sir.
So we have to see what this is going to do. I do like hammers, especially red hammers, but it's got to be a hammer. And this one still has a few seconds left to go. So let's see how it does. This guy's giving us a little bit of a hammer here, right almost to the 15. And we'll just have to watch and wait. Wait and watch. All right, what I got Weeble over here telling me it wants to update stuff. I'm going to have to make my mouse a different color so I can see it.
Yeah, it's weird. They've done some updates and it changed a lot of stuff, and I'm having to go back and reset all my indicators every day and stuff like that. I got to figure out how to get into that setting again.
Oh, Weeble?
Yeah, it had been a while since I had to do that, but every once in a while they do an update and you got to go and learn it again. Good
I'm
times.
not upset about. I hate that too. I have to do the same
Yeah.
thing. I'm not upset about that 11 cents, but it still makes
No.
me mad. But you got to learn how to lose. Got to be a good loser,
That's right, and just move
and
on.
you got to know that you're going to lose. Yeah, and just move on. Exactly.
Don't beat yourself
So
up.
we are slow. We are going sideways. So
You cut loss at the exact right time, and as long as you keep your losses smaller than your wins, you'll be fine. It's
And
just-
now in penny stocks, it's easy. You can get stopped out without losing a lot of money.
yes.
Not like some MES things.
Yeah, no, I can floor you in a heartbeat.
Oh, we got a wick on that demand zone. Let's see if it hits that spot below where that VWAP bend is. See that little VWAP bend right here? Now the cool thing about TOS
The
is I can
crinkle?
go that crinkle, that little. This is a little more of a bend. Yeah, it is a little crinkle. Now the cool thing about TOS is I can go in here and I can go to my name and I can put
Ooh.
VWAP bend right there. I can color this thing if I want to the color of a VWAP. I know I got to do this. You know what this does though? This makes you take your time when you do this stuff. And taking your time's good. All right, so I can put that little VWAP bend on that thing, and then when I look at it, I wonder what the heck that is. It tells me it's a VWAP bend. See that right there?
Oh
Huh,
yeah.
That
that's
little
cool.
little
That's great.
box.
The box pop up.
I love it. so I can do that. Like I do that on Spy a lot. You know, I'll put something in there. It's not on there right now, but on that one. But I'll put something in there and I'll label it so that I know what the heck it is, because those historical levels count. Oh, this is Ford. All right, so now everybody's going sideways, folks. Everybody's.
Until 10:30.
What's that? 10:30.
The
Got your
10:30. The West Coast wakes up and gets on.
Okay, hang on a second now. Let's
I
go
don't
here.
I don't know why
No,
things
no. It's
happen at 10:30. It just
10:30.
things happen at 10:30.
Yeah, they do. You're around 10:20. You'll see flushes. All right, hang on a second. This is a hammer. If I had a hammer, hammer.
I'm sorry.
So
That's
that hammer,
when Dean and Sammy came up.
that's a signal to me that this is nail. This is like a nail. Boom. We got a little push here. Not so much here, but however, this is looking interesting. I'm going to watch this candle and watch it go past this other one and just blow my thought right there. Okay, no problem. We'll move on. Well, that candle was giving me a signal, right? This bar candle
I
is.
hear you.
They're the same things. Like in music, we say bars or measures. They're the same thing. So this bar right here was giving me a little bit of a signal that I like to look for. And I think that they knew that. So, but now it's kind of blown. We'll have to see what happens.
It's just one of those moments where you always you'd like to trade the break, but you, on a third leg like that, you don't always get the setup for a break, and sometimes they take off real quick out of nowhere. So a speculative position is warranted in that one.
Something like this, you mean?
Yep.
You're just full of gems the last couple of days, Jeremy. I am loving it. Oh,
Yeah,
You guys about to lose its shit, man.
you ain't kidding. I
And
just
you
missed
already
this
done
one
that.
right there. Look at that. Son of a gun. Is that
Yeah,
ironclad?
let's see if it
Hey.
pops up.
Awesome, dude. Thanks for
Hey.
joining us.
we're getting ready to break a bear flag on the ES. I think here.
To the downside?
I think so. Watch that support fall.
There goes the drop one. Yes, come on.
Yeah, buddy. I'm rolling that.
Oh my goodness. Look at this.
I grabbed that break on that 10-second chart like a boss, dude.
See if it gives us I'm glad you got it. See if it gives us this right here. I didn't get up early enough. All my freaking, I kept thinking it said 8 o'clock. And a lot of these sites that I get, they'll put it in Central Time.
Yeah.
And I was thinking it was gonna be 9 o'clock market time.
So
And it wasn't.
we got 40-20, and then if it breaks 40-20 with some force, dude, it'll go straight to 4,000. I mean, very quickly. Just looking at the measured move on the 1 hour chart.
We still have a red hammer here, right
It's on the
inside
bag,
that body, right off that 20, and it's still touching the 8. This still could give us a little something. This guy might give us a little something too.
So you guys out there in YouTube land know this is a 10-second chart you're looking at.
You got the 10-second up. I don't see YouTube, so I don't know when we switch. How do you see it?
I guess I can post a link to it.
No, that's okay.
It's got a few
That's all right.
seconds of delay, but I guess you could. Well, shoot, I don't know if I could. I guess I could cast it into the Discord channel at the same time, but I don't want to. Oh, the bandwidth would be weird.
All right, so if that's a 50% retracement,
I'll fiddle with it later.
yeah, just your freaking H.C. Wainwright company. I just don't trust them.
No. This is.
But this has given us a look that I like to see, where we popped that high, and then we came back down, and we're just going sideways right now. But I got that hammer right there. That was an entry.
I'm also thinking, I don't know, you wait for a pullback
At this
here
point.
and then
At this
let it
point,
go.
yeah. Now, normally I would have probably taken an entry right as soon as I saw that candle form.
That
But
hammer?
I waited. Mm-hmm. Yes, in the zone that I drew as a demand zone.
Yeah, in the zone.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
Absolutely.
That's the whole purpose of finding those zones.
That's the confirmation we were waiting for.
See, and I was looking for those zones, and we're going
See
to
how the
explain
wicks
all
go
that.
up?
Yeah.
The wicks push it up. That's people saying no, we want to go up.
That is buying pressure right there.
Yes,
Give me a red hammer.
Thank you.
We got about 30 seconds or more for that candle to close. In the meantime, this guy who is going sideways below VWAP. I'm just going to watch
scalp. Just under 290 on that one.
This one?
That little break on that bear flag, and then I was trying on the
over here.
Chart. Yeah, on the ES. Sorry, I'm
that's okay.
You.
That's all right. No, you're not confusing me. I'm learning how to do this better and better, actually.
Stone, is that a huge wick underneath that red hammer? I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to finish. Yep, that is a huge wick under that red hammer.
Gorgeous. I like that.
What is that guy? ENTB. Oh, no.
ENTB or ETNB?
I keep saying it wrong.
Oh, so it is ETNB. Okay.
Yeah.
I can barely freaking see the letters with my small monitor here.
Where's my...
I got to nail that
wick?
live.
Come on, pull me back a little bit more.
Love that.
You nailed it live?
I did.
Right, let's see.
I've rolled all my contracts forward because I haven't had that much time in the futures market, so I didn't know that it's pertinent to roll everything probably a week or two before the expiration. So
I didn't either. We're learning.
Yep.
Well, you heard my dilemma yesterday.
Yeah.
Thanks. Great conversation. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. That's the kind of thing it takes, though. You got to have that resolve to be able to pull yourself back and just take a different observation at it without any other reaction than just looking at the facts. All right, so taking a pause here, pulling back to 40.20. Let's see if we get any further bearish moves here. There's a little double bottom on a 10-second look right here.
Stone, if that gets another pullback, I'd probably be getting in on that ETNB.
The one on the bottom, ETNB?
Because it keeps wicking up.
Yeah, it does.
Back up.
Well, we're going to see.
Higher and higher, too.
We have got to see. Here it comes. Right there.
Touch that zone again and right there. Right there.
Oh, we got to see it right there. I want to see what it does. See seconds left. Few seconds left. Where is that? Bottom of that is 657. Where are we now? It's 670, 6 whatever.
Keep your stop tight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I would keep my stop right at the bottom of that. Maybe a couple of pennies or 3 below the green box. But we've walked back to it already. So that is going to blow that morning star look if it doesn't go. It's playing around. It is playing around. But let's see.
I like all the wicks that are on the bottom though. It's support.
I do too. But now these market makers know about supply and demand, so they know they're in a demand zone right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to watch and see how these candles close. As you can see, we're still going sideways on CMRA. However, we've got a little pop right now, and this little hammer has given us a little hit, and it's made a little dent in this right down here. So that could be a signal. These stocks move fast, so you gotta consider that when they move. Where are we?
Isn't that like? Don't you have like a little V in there? Don't you like that on the Woody and all that?
Yeah, I do. I have a little bitty V in there. You see it bumping up?
Yeah.
On both of them.
On both. That's what I was
Mhm.
drawing attention to. On both of them, it's doing it. So
Very,
I like that setup.
very interesting. I like seeing what I'm seeing right now with that green candle. We'll know in another minute or a few seconds before.
We got Ford sitting on critical support here, but if it breaks this is going to be pretty bloody.
Bloody. I know.
Oh, Stone is doing that bird beak thing on ETNB.
Yeah.
You know what it does? Oh man, look at
I love some of the random names we
CMRA.
come up with on.
Yeah, CMRA just popped up. You see, that was it. Now we're moderating, so I'm looking at a lot of things, guys.
Yep.
But that was your signal right there. That red hammer was our signal. A red hammer almost through every moving average. That all three moving averages that I have, except for the 200.
Yep.
That was a signal because of this that I saw down here.
That
That's like a hammer that a pin bar. You know, it's like you put in something and you nail it down and goes all the way through. That's what that's like right there.
I really like the elephant foot analogy. You know that it's like all the weight created
Yeah.
by it's like Thor's hammer is just
like
brought
going up.
like it's about to bounce, like boom, take off.
So that
Make that V
So
shape.
as you can see, I took an entry. So I took an entry there because I'm looking to see if it will get back up to that 692. Even just, you know, I could go here, but that's not going to be any money. I go here, 680. That's 680, but I like that 692. So again, one share. I'm not going to hurt myself on doing this. If I think that I'm gonna, you know, it's gonna get better, then I can add to it. But I'm like dipping my foot in the pool, or my toe. I want to check the water. And so the beauty of penny stocks is that you can do that. And then when you get a good one, you can size up into it, and then you know, scale into it. And we can talk more about that. All that takes time to learn how to do and to be able to do it fast. And here we go.
Hotkeys.
Hotkeys, if you want to do hotkeys.
Check that on your 1 minute chart for a moment, if you don't mind.
This one?
That's CMRA.
Oh yeah, you got it. Okay. Yeah, I've actually been looking at a 1 minute on another monitor.
There you go.
Look at that.
When you get these pullbacks on a third leg like that, you have that third accumulation. If you look at that trend to the left of the break there, where it broke down and pulled back, when you have that third leg breakover like that, you get two targets for where it can be expected to bounce if it's going to bounce bullish like it did. And one is the second leg resistance, and the other is the second leg support. Most of the time, it'll pull back to all the way to the second leg support. That happens to be right where the 200 period is as well. They don't always bounce to the second leg resistance, and the resistance is right about where your crosshairs are, right there across the top of those wicks there. And it's a quick 1-2 zone, so you can. Oops, you might take action there, but watch for an evening star here. Hang on.
Yeah, we're watching.
So essentially, when you get into those, the idea is you want to see that hammer, that hammer that you pointed out in a 5 minute. So you want to check multiple time frames of this. Watch a 1 minute, watch a 5 minute, and then also look a little further out on your 15-minute chart, and you'll see something else that's of interest. What do you see? The makings of an end pattern.
I sure do. Now, you know, multiple time frames are great. Look at that, Jack. That is the makings of an end pattern.
So that can give you the measured move breakout target.
There it is right there on the 5.
Exactly.
Now, I'm going to blow your mind. Hang on. I'm going to pull the 3 in. You know why I pulled the 3 in? Because I'm starting to think that on penny stocks, a 3 minute is actually better than a 5 minute.
Yes.
That it would be a 3 and a 1 minute to watch because penny stocks move so crazy. Now, I picked that up from James way back when, and I left it alone for a while. But as I look at the penny stocks, I'm starting to think that a 3 minute is a good time frame to look at for also to see if you can find the patterns.
Oh, absolutely.
Stock market kung fu.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm also leaning more because, you know, Jeremy, when you ride with a guy like who knows what the hell they're doing a lot, you know, like Jeremy's great at this stuff. So I've been looking at a 1 minute a lot too. Look, there it goes, everybody.
Bam. Here comes your measured move.
Sorry, I couldn't get you in it, but I want to show you where it is because, again, I didn't get to get in it either. I'm still stuck here, and I should have been up here. And that happens a lot of times in the penny stock room. Any stocks, you'll watch the wrong one and be mad because you didn't watch the right one.
Right.
Well, it happens. It's the stock market.
That's for sure. There's
And so
definitely
if
a
we
lot
miss
of.
it, we'll get back in it. This may give us a pullback here.
This
So
is
we're going to keep an eye
some
on it.
genuinely good stuff we got right here in front
This-
of everybody. Right
yeah,
now.
we normally don't have I look for penny stocks, and what I look for in a penny stock is what these guys are doing today. I look for this in the pre-market.
Yes.
See, we had a move up here, but then it came back down. We haven't even hit this high yet. Now it's going to tell us, or this high, that's going to tell us what's going on. If we break this, the high of the pre-market, and then we come back and we test, we can go again with another end pattern like this.
Yes, sir. And that
The
puts
other
us
one is-
right on that target.
Man, I love it, Jeremy. Thank you. And so the other one that I looked at that this morning was this. I like this pattern too.
Yes.
I like seeing it take off and early on and just keep climbing, and then it gives us that 50% retracement spot, and it gives you some character, and it's gonna sell off in the open.
Right.
A lot of times, right? When you get these patterns, they're going to sell off in the open, or I should say it this way: there's a high probability it's going to sell off in the open.
Right.
And so I like to watch those, but now it doesn't mean that it's going to give me the greatest pattern I want. It doesn't mean that it's going to really take off just because it's given me certain looks. We've already gone with a bullish argument, and this box is a bearish argument.
Yep.
So, but what have we been getting? Sideways, because the stock market goes up,
And
it goes down, or it goes sideways.
I wanted to point out a common misconception on that pattern you have right there. A lot of people see that as the inverse head and shoulders and think, oh, it's a reversal, get long here. Wait for the break, because that can instantly turn into a bear flag and make that measured move. And guess what? That 200 period is your target. So
Yes, it is. And we below VWAP.
Yep.
So my speculative entry isn't working. It's not where I thought it should be already.
Nope.
So I could go ahead and get out of it right now and take my lumps and go. But I'm going to stay at the moment because it's not a big stop loss and it's one share.
yeah,
And if it does, I'm not going to move my stop here.
we like to live
And-
trade with small amounts just for that reason. It's
Yeah.
it's demonstration purposes. So
Right.
know,
Because if I were really trading, I wouldn't be doing all this talking to you.
right. That's the thing. It's really hard to trade and talk at the same time.
I'll do it when I get off.
Yes.
Look at this end pattern. See, got my stop.
man.
Okay. I'm down now a total of 37 cents. Wow. I'm upset. No, I'm not. Because this is how you learn how to do it. Should have gotten in on this damn hammer right there.
Right.
Could have gotten in on that when I saw it and said, ooh, I could go. But look, I took one down here and it didn't go.
Right.
So, that's why we cut your losses quick. Keep your stops tight, but not too tight. And learn price action and trade with people. Don't take this journey by yourself.
Absolutely.
Trade with people.
Definitely.
Trade with people. Jeremy just gave us, saw what I was doing and then looked at it and said, okay, now look out at the bigger picture. He said, come on, let's look at the bigger picture here, guys.
Elaboration.
It takes a village,
exactly.
dude.
It does. And it does. How many times have we been in the room when you're moderating and you're going, man, I don't know what's going on. I say, well, look at that big control bar to the left. Everything's in that range right now, going sideways. And you're like, yeah, it is. And all right, and boom. And then Jeremy flips, and then we sit there and we look at stuff and we try to figure out where it's going and what it's going to do. And okay, all right, I see it. 'Cause,
Watch out for a market breakout in the next 14 minutes. That's when I got to join my conference call.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay. So you're
Don't
going
be
to
short.
All the time.
it does. You know what happens every time I'm sitting there watching a big setup to happen and I'm ready to take my entry? I gotta pee really bad.
Yeah. It's funny how it happens.
Might be a sign.
and then I gotta run to the bathroom, and I come back, and I missed my move. Like
That's why I still do a lot of my trading on my phone, and it goes with
Yep,
me.
that's what I was about to say.
So if I gotta go to the bathroom, my trading's going with me. I can do that.
But he won't do it while he's you talked about not doing that while you're on the way to work.
Yeah. Don't do it while you're driving. No. Although
Oh.
there are some trading platforms out there you can use voice commands for, and they work pretty well. But with my history and voice to text, I wouldn't trust it.
Either.
Sell,
I wouldn't
sell,
trust
sell.
it all.
Buy more.
Yeah,
buy more.
you'd end up with road rage.
Oh man, yeah.
Sold 27 contracts. Why didn't you say 27?
Yeah, we're getting a little bounce here. There's a liquidity break on a 10-second chart up to 40.30 here, so we're getting a quick pop. As far as you guys out there in YouTube land, if you like what you just heard and what all the stuff we just showed you, and that stuff is golden. Let me tell you, that is valuable stuff.
Teach it.
Dude, don't just hit that subscribe and like button and the bell to get alerts when we're live. Go tell your friends. We're growing. We're going places. This is going to be huge. So stay tuned.
Yeah, and lives are going to be changed. Come on.
Absolutely.
Look, forget the meme stock. If you got in on meme stocks, great. That's what got me into the market. Forget that crap. Come and learn how to actually do this for yourself.
Yes.
The reason I'm here is because I joined this group last year, and I called it riding shotgun. Nobody was asking questions, and I'd ask questions. And I asked questions, and you're going to hear these stories over and over again. I asked a lot of questions, and it helped my trading. And I learned from several moderators, and and Jeremy. I've learned a lot from Jeremy, and this
Stone, real
stuff
quick.
works.
Stone, real quick. We got a flip on the ETNB. Are those moving averages flipped, and it's making a bullish move now?
Sweet. Watch for that break.
Is that a busy intersection right there?
I love you, Devin. That is a busy intersection. Look, boom, there it is. Yeah, we getting the flip. We got there's the 20 coming over the 8. Isn't that one of your things for bullishness?
Yes,
Gapped
sir.
up. Did you see that gap?
Oh,
And
baby.
it is. And here's the pullback.
All right, pull back. You want
But
to watch.
it is flipped.
Make sure it holds support across the previous high resistance. You do
Well, I mean, it just bullish engulfed a morning star.
Right. You got L1, R1, and L2 right to your left there. That's where you look at your levels.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you want to see it hold that support zone and push.
Yep.
There you go.
And push. This 692 we wanted to see get over that one right there.
And then your price
That's
target
what VWAP is.
on the breakout here, if you're trading just a quick scalp with limit orders, your 50% retracement of that bearish move from the open is your first target. If you want to hold it on momentum after that, it's up to you. But that's about where I would set a trailing stop, is to let that run up.
So your 50% retracement, and I'm pulling out the retracement deal, you're saying is about that $7 level?
Yes, sir. Right
That's
in the middle
your
of
first
that bar.
target. Right in the middle of that bar right there. Yep, that big bar right here.
And that's only if it holds that R1 support.
Which
or
is
the H1 support.
Which is basically that 692 area right where VWAP is coming down to, right?
Exactly.
Is that right? Okay. Now that's a quant tool that I have here in TOS. I don't like fibs.
Neither. I don't use them.
The reason I don't like them is because you can never set them right on the chart. Sometimes they act funny. Whereas this one, I know if I start up here, it's going to give me 0 there, and it's going to give me levels way above that. And if I start down here and I go up there, I can get levels below.
Yes,
so and it's like a fib in the sense that it's giving us the retracements. But it's unlike a fib. It's more friendlier to work with than a fib. So,
Absolutely.
and you could actually if you wanted to, you could take that quant tool and you could get fib. I don't know about this down here. We'll have to see. Right there.
Yeah, it's like they spiked it and they're like, let's see if anybody wants to take a ride.
Let's see. Now these gray bars for the woodies. That indicates that it's trying to change the trend it's been in which has been bearish.
Yep.
Okay, so it's trying. That's what those gray bars rising mean. So we'll give it a look on that.
It's coming back.
Yeah,
through
this is the
6.
best. This is the best stuff we've had in a while as far as penny stocks go that I can see.
This is good
Now there's
trade.
probably other stuff moving, but I can't watch it all.
Nope. Just trade what you can, man. That's what it is.
Now
So-
some guys will put up six grids and trade 6 penny stocks at a time. That's not me.
Yeah. No one's gonna be able to see
I
that.
do like. Go ahead. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine. I finished.
I love CMRA. I like. It looks like it's pretty well shaken out. I like it for another pop.
Yeah, I do too.
It's folding.
I think it's gonna. Well, you know what?
It's made
Let's
that
go.
50% move. It's looking like if it holds the 8 period here on top of the 20, we should be good. But it could pull back here.
I
You see
didn't
it?
do that yet. This actually is a decent one to trade.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
got some.
Wow.
It's got some
look at
good
that.
looks. Look at that.
Mhm.
It's not flat. That's a good looking stock actually.
That's
So
a
let's
healthy
go get
stock. We
let's
like
go
that.
get some more levels.
And it's not ticky tack.
Right.
It's not ticky tack. Yeah, it doesn't look like chiclets. Scott used to say it looked like chiclets. All right, so bang. You know, another thing you do, I like to do this. I put a price line there. Whoops. And then I extend it to the left. Bam. And that tells me where that high has been that whole time. I can go find it right there. Now I've got a good gauge to look at this where I want to be. Because if I don't do that and I'm trying to look over here, I have to, TOS, I'm looking for this number here, 283. I'm looking for this up here. So that helps us gauge that. And we can see that there's a VWAP bend there. They got this one right here. Big bang. Come on, hit for me. Look at this. This is the big fallout. I bet you would love to get back up there.
Oh dang.
Hey,
I'm
Stone, do you
hitting
mind
it right-
taking it back a little further, like zooming out a little more? I'd like to see what's going on beyond just those two mountain passes.
Over there? That's as far as I can go on that 180 right there. That's a 180.
I just wanted to see where. Oh, so is
Yeah,
that
I
the?
can't go. I can't go any further on this time zone. On this time.
I'm
frame.
over as far as I can get. I can't pull over
Yeah.
anymore.
Now I can do a. I got a 360 1 hour. So there you go. Now you can see better. That's where it probably started way back when.
Yeah, that's
how high it was.
That's a start. Hmm.
Boom.
But that's, I mean, you're right along the line of where this likes to run anyway.
Yeah. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking.
Yeah,
to
we're
see
under
where-
that, which I like.
So I've got some price targets there that quick. I say quick, it's not really that quick. And we come back and see where it is. But now we have targets. And really, we want to see it break this high. That's really what I want to see. I want to see it break this high. Now, would this be an ugly cup and handle look, Jeremy?
Give me 1 second. I was looking elsewhere. If you consider it a cup and handle, and it kind of is in that trend.
Because it's moving. A cup and handle's got to be in a not at the bottom. You want to see it,
Right.
in a bull trend, not at the bear trend.
The most critical thing to know about the cup and handle is that it is not a reversal pattern. It is a continuation pattern. So if you're in
Correct.
a trend and you see that cup and handle, it's hit its extensions for cup and handle targets, and it's pulling back now. So either you'll see a pennant and a quick takeoff, or you'll see a pennant and a 50% retracement just below the 200 there. So this is kind of a point where you're not going to do very well to take a speculative position, but you can certainly trade a break when you see it.
Right. And this is a pivot here also, this green
Right.
line. And that is a pivot. So I'm interested to see what it's going to do with this pivot right now. I can wait to see if it hits that and then comes back and retraces it.
We're
Not a lot of people would do that.
breaking 40-20 on the MES right now. I think we got a little, looking back, we got a pop and drop bear flag. It's kind of classic. I love that's my name for the bear flag break, where you get that little spike at the end of it and then it breaks over. So if we break that 40-20, this is going to get messy real quick. There's a very
Yeah.
large liquidity
Ugly.
gap below.
Oh, there is. Now, how do you see that large liquidity gap? Oh, you're looking at the chart. Never
Yep.
mind.
Look at the volume.
That's on the volume.
Profile. Yep.
Right. We do volume profiles for these things. I'm going to do that again in another one of those future Sunday evening lessons I do where I write stuff down. Because volume profiles are great
Yes.
to use. And I like the way I learned how to do it to where it's, in TOS, you can make it to where it's sideways and mine's on the left and then it comes out and you can find those ledges where price and those
Yes.
gaps, because price goes through a gap.
Yep.
A gap is like, air or a vacuum.
Oh,
That right there.
that just gave us an about face.
Which one?
MES. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thanks. Because I'm sitting there going, ooh, look at this. And this is getting bullish, y'all. That hammer is pretty. That hammer is pretty. Right into the 8, right there. We're getting bullish here. We're above the VWAP now. But we want to see if we get a triple top, huh? In the meantime,
Really
we're
looking at a
just
busy
don't-
intersection.
yeah, I love busy intersections.
So we're starting to resemble a rounding bottom on your EN or ETNB.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm liking it.
Oh,
And
wait
it's
a
got
minute.
a busy intersection.
And it's got a busy. This one right here?
Yeah, ETNB.
There's
Yep.
a little rounding bottom there. And that's the proper name for a lot of people will call that a cup and handle. It's a rounding bottom, but it's a rounding bottom because of that bearish trend at the open there. But it's really already a 50% retracement of the previous trend in the pre-market there. But look a little further left, and you'll see it's done it twice.
In the
All
pre-market.
right, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to head into work. It's my first day driving from my new place.
Get out of here.
We're gonna get
All
you
right,
out
listen.
of that day job.
Thanks for hanging. Yeah, we're working on it. Thank you, bro.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
great
you.
day.
Talk to you soon. Thank you. Will do. You too.
Yeah, so we got this pivot point right here
Yeah, there you go.
at 681. I
And
can make that.
It's cool because it
green.
lines right up with R1.
Yeah, I love this stuff. Watch that. Boom, bam. I give it a little pivot color. That way I know.
There you go.
See, I color code things, and then I'll have to teach everybody my color codes because I created them myself. See, purple, gold, and green. That's Mardi Gras colors.
There you go. I'm gonna throw some beads at you.
We got trees where beads are like all year long. They're still hanging up there,
Yeah.
And I used to folks would come down to volunteer and help with rebuilds, and I'd give them a little tour, and I'd say, look, and this is where Mardi Gras beads grow.
Yeah.
Because they're just hanging on the tree like fruit.
Way back in the day, when I was a snowboard instructor, there was this one tree under the chairlift that was dead, but it was just a magnet. One time there was a staff party type night where they had a night session just for staff, and one of the staff members had a little liquid courage, I guess. She threw her bra on that tree, and then everybody started throwing their bra and underwear in the tree. And to this day, there's still a ton of bras and underwears that just keep accumulating on this poor tree. It's dead. It's been dead for 25 years, but it's still kind of an attraction there. But like you look at that type of thing and compare it to like Mardi Gras beads and stuff like that. There's just stuff you see where things accumulate.
Yeah.
It's kind of a habit that humans have. They see and they do. So I relate that to trading in kind of a way. You can kind of see where people are throwing their orders in, and you can kind of see what they're seeing to do that. And then you just watch the chart for a while, and it's like watching matrix code. You see where people are throwing money and where people are not throwing money, and it just stands out to you. And you just kind of look at the trees. So
it does stand out to you, doesn't it? Oh,
Why
is that a 5-minute chart? Holy cow! I've been looking at the wrong chart over there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there we go. I have another chart I'm looking at.
Ah.
I keep my eyes on a few charts.
I'm riding that brake.
In
on the
Brazil, the
ES.
kids tie their shoes together by the shoestrings and throw them up over the electrical lines and spin them
Yes.
around them.
Is
Yes.
that yeah? You know, they used to do that here in New Orleans. You know what that's a sign of, don't you?
Yeah, it's marking gang territory.
No, that's
Oh.
where you buy your drugs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Down here, that's where you buy your drugs. You know, if you saw tennis shoes hanging from a telephone wire or an electric wire above, that was the corner, that was the hot spot. And you know that at certain times at night you could go there and you could score.
There you go.
Oh, here
don't
they
know.
fly kites for that.
They do what?
Here they fly kites called pipas.
Oh my God. Well, guess what? The drones are next.
There you go.
Yeah.
We saw a drone the other night. It was in the sky, and I didn't know it looked so far up, and it just sat there. And everybody's like, "Look!" And we're looking, and I was like, "Man, that it just sits there, and then it moves fast." And then finally, one of the guys, I was like, I had no feelings about it other than wow. And then one of the guys said, "It's a drone," and I went, "Oh!" It looked like a UFO the way it was moving.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see it. It was night. It was so far up in the sky.
Wow, this is getting froggy on the MES here.
You're getting froggy. It looks. You're gonna make me go look at the MES.
Just for a second.
I'm gonna go pull. No.
just look at it. You don't have to trade it. Just look at it. You'll get a lot of information on market sentiment just by looking at the ES once in a while. It's sort of like watching SPY. We like to watch SPY because it's our canary in the coal mine, so to speak. Well, when you get into the short-term charts on the MES, you can get immediate market sentiment, and it's interesting because it's really threatening to snap over as a bear flag here with a measured move down to like 4,000. But that 40-20 is just kind of a key point where it's hovering around.
Right.
There's a massive liquidity break up to 40, and then there's another massive liquidity break down to 4,000, and a pause. If you look at the order book there, you'll see, or the volume candles will show you where the orders are sitting. The market makers love to stick orders at a $5 interval on that chart, and you can see the ledge stick out. And if you look at some of them that are weird place, like 40-16, there's one sitting there.
Ironclad, did you catch it? Sorry.
They jerk those orders out of that book like when price is a tick away from it. And it's just sort of a magnet for people to chase it. So.
Well,
yeah, it reminds me of Bookmap.
Yes.
Okay. I just didn't know if you had went in your conference call and missed it.
It's
that's Paul. Sorry, Paul.
It's almost exactly like Bookmap, but you're seeing it on a chart and something that can give you a visual of seeing the actual Bookmap in a chart formation. So.
Yeah, I don't think they have that on. I don't know if they have that indicator on Ninja.
Yeah. Well, they do
on
Tradebait.
What is the actual What's the actual indicator called?
Let me see.
What, Bookmap?
No.
Oh.
Where is it?
Yeah, the different platforms, you have to learn the different indicators. And
well, I have Bookmap on Thinkorswim. You can get it for free.
For free, yeah. It takes a lot of power. I used to get the subscription from them. You know why I stopped? Because every time I looked on Bookmap, you would see this at the top and at the bottom, and I knew that was a range, and I got to seeing that, and I started looking at the chart, and I said, dang, Jeremy used to say all the time, it's all on the chart. Scott used to say, why are you paying for all that? It's all on the chart. But I went and got Bookmap for a little while, and I saw the support and resistance.
Yeah.
And started realizing I could see it on the chart. But
ES on TOS is free with Bookmap.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can, but you have to pay if you want like NQ or any of the other ones, but they give you ES for free.
I should try it then. I have free Bookmap.
Yeah, it's just that volume profile on the right side of the screen. I forget what it's called on Tradebait, but it's in there. Just gotta play with it.
Oh, the volume profile on the left side of the screen. Yeah, it's somewhere. I don't know what it's called.
Volume profile. Well, let me try. Okay, I have it on Ninja here. Let me see what it shows. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so let me see if I can make it on the right side. Why do they have to make everything so complicated?
Listen, that's just it. For me, it took me a while to figure out how to use I'm still learning how to use the charting software. how to make my exits and entries and set up all your DOMs and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
The-
I, got,
the-
Certo.
I got a picture.
I
of
need
what
to
you
teach
should
you. I
see.
need to teach you brothers Portuguese. It's fun. I don't know.
It's,
I'm
Being
just
bilingual is kind of like sliding into a nice warm hot tub.
I know
Yeah.
enough Spanish to order lunch and insult people, but that's about the gist of it.
I can't
Alright.
speak Spanish, but I can understand it and type it.
Well, that's great that you
Spoken is
can do that.
very different from Portuguese.
Yes.
Actually, Italian is probably closer to Portuguese. I feel spoken wise.
Bon.
Ah,
Too bad my mother didn't teach me any. Dang it.
bella.
She wouldn't, because she got beat up back in New Orleans in those days. The Sicilians and the Italians
Yeah.
were really treated like crap. So she wound up dropping out of school in 3rd or 4th grade because she couldn't speak English.
Mm.
And my grandparents came from the old country.
Yeah.
So none of us learned and got to learn anything. I picked up the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoons at my godfather's house, I really had a godfather, and he was really Italian.
Okay, so now when I switched it to the left, the right, it disappeared.
Can you scrunch your screen up and make it come back?
Oh, I can't. I'm going to
That is kind of odd.
ajeitar.
Merde.
I can say some bad things in a few different languages like German, Hungarian, but it's all bad
I can
stuff.
say Hungarian.
Hungarian.
Hungarian. Hold on a
Ooh.
second.
I know.
Hold on a second.
O
That's the
ajeitar
hardest
means
language.
I will make it work.
I grew up in a neighborhood that was pretty well blended, and I happened to have a close friend when I was a kid who was Hungarian, and he would tell me some of the nastiest things to say in Hungary. He'd be like, "Hey, go tell this to my mom." I'm like, "No, like, that's
I've
me."
been to Székesfehérvár in Hungary. I spent the week there.
Okay.
And yeah, I have stories about that too. And I learned a few words, not any dirty words or anything, but I learned a few words. And it's a very difficult language.
Yes.
And as we're sitting here watching this stuff set up, I'll tell you the quick story. So I wanted to come home and tell my ex, she's my ex now, that she was beautiful. And so I said, "How do you say beautiful?" And they said this word. And I was like, and I kept saying, "Generou?" They'd say, "No, no." And they'd say it again. I'd say, "Generou." And they'd say, "No." And I kept listening to them. And I said, "Sounds like they're talking with a hair lip." So I went, "Yeah." And they went, "Yes."
Love it.
So if I talked with a hair lip, it sounded right.
It's so bad that we can put that together from the English language into anything else. It's like everything is just straight up bastardized.
It's so
Well, the thing is that what you have to understand, and most people, because we actually teach English here in Brazil as well.
Yes, you do.
What you have to understand is that English is not one language.
No.
I don't know if you realize that or not.
Oh, yes.
English is actually a combination of 3 languages. Do you know what they are?
No, I didn't know it was 3 languages. Go ahead. Tell us.
Yes.
And it's German. What's the original word for the Germanic people?
No, English is a combination of Germanic, which was a form of an Anglo-Saxon was a form of that. Germanic.
Yeah.
That was the original language, Germanic. But also later on, England became controlled by France. And so the King of France changed the official language of England to French. So that is why we have so many French words in the English language. Chandelier, Chevrolet, all these other French words that have worked beautiful. Okay, but later on, England became controlled by an English king again, but they moved it back to Germanic, but he made the official language, the scholarly language, Latin. And so England as a whole moved towards Latin, and that's why we also have a huge commonality with the Romantic languages.
Right.
But that explains also why, for example, all the Romantic languages, French, Spanish, Italian, they all have, like, Portuguese has more words than English, just because of the conjugations. But English has many times more words, individual words, than all the Romantic languages. Why? Because we use words from all three languages. So, for example, in Portuguese, they'll have one language, fazer. And English will have 5 words for that one word, but they all have different degrees of that concept. So, for example, in Portuguese, they'll say boa noite, which is like good night, but we'll say good night for coming, for greeting. We'll say good evening. You know, we have variations of all this. Also, that's why a lot of our words are different. Like, for example, an example of a Germanic word is wood. Wood. It's got that Germanic, which is so different from all other Romantic languages. Madeira. Even water is a Germanic word that's
Right.
different from agua. So that's where the variations come. But it's definitely different. It really helps understand and teach the language when you understand the variations there.
I just appreciate that lesson just now. That was awesome. I had no idea.
No,
So
I mean, I
here's
knew we
what
had a
my-
lot of different languages.
we're English. We're yeah, we're not aware of all this stuff. But yeah,
Here's what my ninja looks like now.
oh,
Are you in chat futures? Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
you
go.
got the volume profile.
It's
All right, you
it's on either
see
side,
that
but that's
ledge
fine.
at the bottom.
Yep.
Look at that.
And you'll see where all the market maker orders hit, or all the institutional orders sit. They're always in $5 increments on that MES chart or on the ES chart. MES not so much because they don't normally trade that, but there's some liquidity there. You can see it. But if you look at the ES chart, you'll see all those ledges like all day long. And I'm finally
Excuse
able
me.
to start trading some ES contracts in this account. So
Here's my free layover for Bookmap.
Oh yeah, we eat the candles and everything. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
You-
I mean,
I could read the rhythms of that with
Mhm.
those little dots. You can read the rhythms. You can see the spaces, and you know that they're using algorithms, but algorithms have to be interpreted so we can figure them out. It just sometimes it takes you a little longer to do it. But
right.
anyway, yeah. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt, Paul.
Oh, hey, no problem at all. No, I'm working on getting some things fine tuned here. But yeah, no, Thinkorswim. If you get a hold of them through their chat room here, their support room, and just tell them that you'd like the Thinkorswim trial, you get unlimited ES connection. If you want NQ and the other ones, then you have to pay. But you can unlimited get the ES, which is mostly what you guys do. So
That's good. I'm going to try that. I had it on before. I paid the $38 or whatever it was a month, and I was using it. But I discovered that if I had too many windows open, if I used it, it slowed everything down. So
yeah, I don't have to worry about that with my XPS. It's a laptop,
Yeah.
but I mean it's got the 10th the 10th generation i9 in it.
Right.
Water cooled, so it's
Oh, I have the i7.
I've got the i5.
Water cooled.
I got the
yeah
i5, but
the
I'm
lap.
asking it to do a lot more than it should.
Wow. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
I've got a Lenovo that I bought last year. That's got 32 gigs, and it works pretty good for everything else. But I just noticed the Bookmap slowed everything down.
Yeah.
Well, I
But I
had
was having, like,
my last
multiple windows
XPS. My last XPS lasted me over 11 years. Well, I used to be a head computer technician for college. I ran the tech department, and so I know how to take care of my
Talking,
stuff.
Just keep talking.
And so I found that honestly Dell is the best make, brand, and model out there. We outfitted the whole college with Dell stuff, but just a testimony. My laptop was an XPS. It was 11 years ago. It was the i7. It was dual hard drives with an additional internal SSD. So it was just top of the line. And when we were in Brazil, at one point we were staying at a posada, like a bed and breakfast, and I had my laptop in my backpack in its case. And while we were sleeping, there was a huge storm that flooded everything. And literally, I pulled my laptop out of the case, and literally water just poured out of
man.
it. And so what I did is I dried it. I blew some had hair dryers on all of our laptops, and took my laptop and I put it in like a giant pillowcase. I bought about 10 bags of rice, 10 pound bags of rice, filled them in bins, and stuck all the laptops in there. Pulled it out 2 weeks later, started right up,
Yep.
and it has continued to work all the way through. Even now, it's just now starting to have a little bit of a glitch, and I've got to get a small repair done to the motherboard, but it's still a powerful laptop.
I've gone so far.
Really, that's good. Yeah, that's good stuff. I do like Dell. I used them for a long time. I had XPS. It was real good.
So, Jeremy,
Yeah.
help me out here, because this particular profile is a little bit different for me to read. So, what am I looking at here? I see at the bottom here at the 4,000 markish, 4,007. What is the green versus the red? Is that the amount of
It just
orders in?
that represents the amount of orders sitting on the book. So those are limit orders. And
So there's more sell orders on the book than there are buy orders, or how is that?
Correct. So if you look at the volume above as opposed to that volume below, you'll see that candle sticks out further. So that's essentially a ledge where they're setting up an order willing to buy at that level. And if you look in between there, you'll sometimes see a little bar stick out that's not quite as big in a weird place, like not an increment of 5. So you see, like, there's a little bar right now at 4,004 just for a minute. It gets pulled the instant that tick gets close to it without getting filled. If you compare it to the gray bars you see, which
sideways.
are representing orders that have filled, that's where you can tell if that order filled or not as price gets close to it. So if you're watching a 10-second chart and you're zoomed way in, you'll see those gray bars should represent the amount of orders that filled. And if you see orders sitting on the book, technically the gray bar should be the same size at least as the green bar, or the buying bar in that zone before it gets there. But that order gets pulled at the last second, like literally a tick away, and they'll run it down to the next bracket. So that order doesn't get filled, but it was there. And it's kind of like a magnet. You know, if you look at the way price moves, it's really just people either buying the bid or buying the ask or selling the bid. So if you think about that, the supply and demand is in there automatically, but it's always going to be a penny between the two, at least a penny between the two. So, or one tick, or one increment between the two. So if you look between the bid and the ask, they're always one apart. So either a bunch of orders will chase one or chase the other, and that's what makes price move. So when there's an order sitting there and you got institutional traders holding those orders out, just kind of almost like a carrot to the retail traders, so they'll see, okay, there's a big order there, that's where I'm gonna put my stop. Well, then it blows through, and then guess what? They as you bought to close on a short position on that stop, they're on the other side of that order, but they're still waiting. They got their bigger orders down lower. So you can really see that it's really just like dangling a carrot in front of the retail traders.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's why we have to be smart about what we do, because they want to take the money from the retail traders. They want to.
That's their job.
Rip us off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're trying.
I think what I've got on mine is actually different than what you guys got, because I can't see. I think it's just showing me, like, here's the other one here. You can see below the current candle. I think it's just showing the volume of that current candle. I don't think it's showing me the market orders versus, I don't think it's showing me the market orders like what yours is.
It's just all the orders. So when you see those bars sticking out of color, like red or green, that is all of the orders combined. So yeah, there'll be some retail orders in there, and smart traders will set their stops there. But then if you're looking at it just a tick before it gets there, watch the order get pulled. Like as we're approaching 4,000 here, it'll either get pulled or it'll stand. And if it fills,
what I'm saying is, if you look at that last thing I posted, I can't see anything below that last bar. Right. I think it's not showing me the orders that are below it. I'm only seeing what is on that one bar.
Oh, okay. You're not seeing it further ahead. So,
did you understand what I'm saying now?
Yep. So you
Because
can
like with
see,
yours, you should be able to see like 3,998. I
right?
only see where the current bar is.
That is strange. I wonder why that's different.
Wonder if it's because it's you're in Brazil. Does
No,
that
I
have
don't think
anything to do
I'm
with it?
running. No, because I'm running on. Actually,
Oh,
I've got my VPN set to Miami right now.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Okay,
okay.
good to know.
You're looking at
By
the
the way, that's
MES.
good to know.
Look at the ES instead.
Okay, here.
So even if you're trading the MES, you can keep one ES chart open so you can see those, and then you just flip between the two or look between the two.
Everybody's
Same thing.
sideways.
Same thing. You don't see price around there. Because yeah, I get
No,
I get the
it's
full spectrum.
just
Like I'll take a screenshot real quick.
yeah. Here's what mine looks like right now.
Oh.
It's like it's only showing me the volume of what has already happened. It's showing me the historical volume. It's not showing me
Okay,
anticipatory.
so you're not getting the full book in there over the profile. So
Oh.
that's just volume profile you're seeing then. So there's something different it's called. I set this up a while back and I'm terrible with names, so I don't remember what it was called, but I know it's an option in there on Tradovate where you can get that. And man, that thing's helpful. Let me see if I can figure it out. It's got to be in there.
Kind of a hands this would be kind of a risk off day, isn't it?
Kind of.
For most people.
Unless there's a way to mitigate this. So
yeah, I mean, you can always mitigate it.
You know how to get in and out of strangles. Once you can establish that, I think you can start selling spreads in level 2, if I'm not mistaken. It might be level 3. Yeah, it's probably level 3.
Level 3.
You can leg into a strangle, okay, and then as price is doing this sort of thing, where it's kind of grinding, it broke over a bear flag, but now it's going to go sideways. You could take advantage of that. So, like, let's say your put is 100% in profit, and you look $1 strike away, and you could literally sell that dollar strike away for more than you paid for your long position. So you're going to overlap whatever the difference is between what you paid and what you sell that one for is going to be locked in profit. So then you can leave that there, and then when the price swings back up, you can go and do the opposite. You can go and sell a call above your long position, and you've created a positive delta iron condor. As long as you've overcome your price for your long position, you'll have that cash cushion in there, so it can alleviate even more risk. So you can really take advantage of the time that the market's going sideways with those short options. That will offset your time decay that you're losing on your long options, and then when it does make the move, you can just leg out just the same way you legged in. So it really is. Once you master strangles, that's the next level, is you go into being able to do those complex options positions.
With spreads.
With the spreads, and you can leg in and out of them all you want. A lot of higher end options traders will tell you that that's not very wise to try and leg into that, because most advanced options traders do have a very good sense of price action, but not like we do. We are on a shorter term than they are typically. So they're watching the 5 and the 15 for everything. We're watching the 1 and 5, or as you would do the 1 and 3. And I'm sitting here watching a 10-second. I can use that short-term action to leg into those options positions a little more efficiently than most of them can. So that's the whole point, is if you start to master one set of options trading strategies, you can expand it into, there's so many different combinations you can do with this.
Right, and that's the great thing about options.
Yes, there's so much.
But you got to master the price action first, and then start learning how to leg in and leg out, and how to use that with price action.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah. Well, Jeremy, you're teaching us a lot. We are sideways.
We are sideways for the moment.
We are. Now there are some things that are moving. I'm trying to find them. In the I think somebody put up something earlier. We had RARO. I had put that one up earlier, but I thought it was a little expensive.
Man, I'm drooling on that 1 hour chart though. That looks so much like a beautiful end pattern setup, but we'll wait and see. This could set up a tweezer here and flip on us for all we know.
I noticed on the volume profile that the MES was at the bottom of the volume profile. And
That's right.
so I wonder if it's just going to sit there, if it's going to, I see SPY seem to be trying to round a little bit right now
A little bit.
on the 2-minute chart here. So we still have Econ coming out. Don't we have some at 11? Let's see.
I thought we might have. That might be this little pop that we're getting out of nowhere.
We have a 4-week bill announcement at 11. But it seems to me that I saw something somewhere else. That we have the U.S. Fed balanced budget at 1,300. Biden speaks on Inflation Act at 1,400. So at 2 o'clock, this is going to be a wild day. This is going to be a wild day.
Yes,
Wait,
it
no,
is.
hang on a second. See, I'm looking at Financial Juice and it's giving me the wrong time zone.
Oh, that's right. You're an hour off.
That's had me earlier. So let me go see. 4-week bill announcement. Oh, what are you telling me? Treasury statement at 2 p.m. Oh, that just popped up.
This is that time of day where a lot of your ETF and futures trades will tend to want to eat your lunch. So this is where you
Yeah,
kick back and watch and observe. If you see a clean setup, you can certainly nail it.
yeah,
But be aware, if there's a news event on top of that sucker, it
yeah.
can absolutely about face and rip your face off. I mean, that
But
quick.
this is a good time to do an intraday to leg into an
Yes.
intraday strangle.
Leading up to that volatility expected. Yes, absolutely. That's the whole point. So this is that time of day where if you were legging into a strangle, you could leg that into the multi-leg set of credit spreads. Essentially, well, that would be actually debit spreads, but the debit spreads would overwhelm the cost of the long position. So technically, it's a
So-
credit spread.
So if you want it to, let's just say, watch, dang, those guys are going down. If you want it to leg into one and forward, for example, and just, spend 30, $40 between the two of them, you could just like buy at the money one contract put and at the money one contract call and let that ride to see what happens. Could you not?
You could. In this side of sideways, absolutely. And then at the money, for instance, also has.
I'm talking forward, particularly because it's very inexpensive.
And if you look at the delta on those, I mean, it's a little bit higher than I'd like in doing such a thing. However, when price moves on that, if you can match deltas on your longs and your shorts, you can start to see some fun stuff where you can
Match
lock in.
deltas.
Yes, you can literally match deltas on legging into a multi-leg position like that. It's really rare because Ford tends to move in this sectional. Like yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday. If you watched price action, there was a ton of volume on that 1550 call, and then towards the end of the day, I mean, I literally watched orders just fighting so hard to make sure that sucker expired out of the money, and it was just dead on. It was not going to expire in the money, and time decay just ate it. But if you looked at the delta on the thing, the delta was still holding 0.3, which is typically a high probability of expiring in the money. So look a strike below that, and that of course would be in the money. If you were to be in the money position at the end of the day, you could have sold the out of the money position for around the same delta that you would have gotten into the first position or the long position, right? So theoretically, your position would be free, and or the difference in the premium. Let's say you sold that 1550 for more than you paid for the $15. Theoretically, you would have a positive delta position. So even if it all expired out of the money, or even if it expired into money, you would have the option but not the obligation to exercise your long $15 call at the end of the day. You don't have to, because the 1550 expired worthless. So you just sit there and collect the credit difference between the two. Worst case scenario, if you just let it expire. Ideally, you close those pretty close to power hour, not quite in power most of the time, so that you can take advantage of the fact that your long position is going to get more valuable towards the end of the day just on the implied volatility swing. So you could actually buy to close your short position, ride the long position a little bit longer while price was kind of running up to it, and then take an even bigger profit off of that. So,
Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of complexity available out there
Yes.
for being able to adapt your trade while you're in it, and
Yeah, and
just
it's learning those complexities.
and without just buying and selling your position. It's more, there's more to it than that. There's many ways to save yourself a position and or guarantee yourself a profit. So it's
Well, that's what we want to learn. That's what we're here to do and learn about. And we get the price action and penny stocks, and we're learning price action, and all that price action comes into play when you're buying options.
oh, absolutely.
That's yeah.
The whole enchilada right there, man.
Trading stocks is complex, but it's not impossible.
Right.
And there's enough complexity and enough ways that I from where I sit and how I think that there's enough complexity and there's enough enough opportunity that you can still be complex, but maybe not have as many moving parts.
Right.
And I think that's what your strategy particular does, because you focus a lot on the price action, and then you understand the complexity of the options. And when you combine the two, you get a beast.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's a good, accurate way to say it. You get a beast, because it just opens up the world to what you can accomplish in your trades. I mean, it's just
Right.
It's phenomenal. And like I've talked to people who've had years and years and years of experience just scalping penny stocks, and they never make the leap into going into options. I mean, it took me a while to talk you through the whole situation. If you remember
We're
correctly.
still working it through.
But it's becoming profitable in a way that's meaning something to you now. So the whole point is, like, I've known people who've done that for years and they just never take the leap into options. I'm like, dude, look, you can take and apply less leverage than you would trading a penny stock into options trading and make a lot higher percentage swings on your returns. And a lot of people just don't get it, or it's almost as if they have anxiety about it, like they're just afraid to take that leap because it's options are complex. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of stuff to study.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
What it comes down to is you can go study all that stuff and brief yourself on it so you understand a basic idea of how it works, but you don't have to keep that all. You don't have to retain all of that, because you can just keep it simple once you've experienced it. So when you've experienced it enough times, you start to learn over and over and over again, like, hey, I know all this math. I know how to get to all these conclusions, but I don't need to. I can just keep it simple and trade on the price action in front of me and use that.
Exactly.
As long as I'm within parameters close to getting the math right, I don't have to care. It's going to be just simple. So
yeah, it's part art and part science.
Yes.
So walk through, like on Ford here. I'm looking at Ford options. How would a strangle? You're talking about doing a strangle coming up to the thing there. How would that function if you looked at, even just looking at in the money, right now we're sitting around 15, and the delta, right now we're bouncing between 1489 and 15, big 12 is what I'd seen.
Looking at calls or puts, and what date?
But I was looking, you were talking about today, for a day trade before the financial meeting there.
Let's see. So we're looking.
You mentioned. Go ahead.
Looking at like the $15 call expiring on the 16th. Okay, the delta is really high in that thing. It's 0.5, 0.51, and it's bouncing around. Look at the implied volatility. It's only about 50%. So the idea there is building implied volatility, because typically those are sitting around 20, 25% implied volatility. There is something building, so there is an opportunity to have a higher delta and thus a higher premium price. It's going to be kind of inflated, if you will. So if you were sitting long in that position and later on price bumped above 15, and let's say you paid, what was the low for that today? Let's say you paid 25 cents for that option. It's currently being bid at 27 cents, right? So look at the 1550. And you can see the low was 8 cents, the high is 14 cents, but the delta is like less than half of what the delta is in the money, or at the money. It's at 0.246 currently and moving around.
Yeah.
The difference is that the implied volatility is still the same. So if for a moment the price bumped above $15, you would see that delta shoot to like 30, maybe a little bit closer to 34. And the idea is that price on that option, the premium, would probably be right about the same that you paid for that $15 call. So if price went a little bit above $15, and let's say you got to like $15.20 or so, just a hypothetical speak, and you were looking at selling that, being able to sell that 1550 call for like 30 cents for say, and you only paid 25 cents for the long call, you're in a 5 cent positive delta on the whole position. There's 5% that you cannot lose on that position. And even if things go south and completely flip on you, you're still going to retain a 5% profit, minus commissions, of course. But if you're trading it in Robinhood, you don't have to worry about that. And that's where I do all my complex spreads.
Right.
And then the other leg of that, you can go and do the put side the same way. And the idea is on a day where you're sideways, but you've got enough price action to take advantage of those swings, you can leg these all together throughout the day. And if it's a Friday expiration, here it is Tuesday, you've got plenty of time to adjust that up until probably about Thursday, to where you can still collect the profit on the short positions because they're going to fall flat really quick, whereas the at the money will still retain some value as long as price is around there. You can actually cap that off a leg at a time on the price action on the way out too. So let me look at
so you would look at, so just thinking through here, so because like for example 1550 is 22. So if you got a call at 1550, you'd want to try to balance it out at 1450, I would assume. Is that how you would
on the put side?
On the put?
Ideally, yes, you'd be strangling it because you want to be on either side of price on your long position. In the case of today, where price is at now, it would have been ideal to do that earlier in the morning on the put side, because you would have had the advantage of being able to buy the $15 put and then sell the 1450 put, and it would have been a little bit more lucrative for you. So, like right now, since price is down there underneath that $15 mark, the best you could do is, if you already had that call structure set up, the best you could do would be to straddle it, which means you're buying a call and a put at the same strike. So you'd be buying the $15 call, or have bought the $15 call, and then you'd be looking to buy the $15 put to roll down. If price maintain momentum below $15, you'd want to sell that 1450 put later on when it was worth more than your $15 put.
And this is recorded, Paul. This is recorded, so we can go back and listen. That's the beauty of learning this here. This is great.
And like I said,
Paul's doing what I used to do: ask those questions during the stream and then go watch the replay.
Absolutely, and this will be up on our YouTube channel. You guys out there in YouTube land, you can go and reference this all day long at YouTube, and including our members, you can go there and reference it too. And this is just part of what we talk about. I mean, this is a small piece. I mean, you think of some of the stuff we've got for you. It's amazing what we have to teach you guys. And our next level library, I mean, I'm not even scratching the surface on our next level library stuff talking about this stuff. You get into that stuff, it will blow your mind, the possibilities of trades you can put on. And then the other thing is, the next level from that is you start putting on positions like this in the SPX. And let me tell you, there's some cool stuff about the SPX that I'm still not 100% familiar with, but I'm getting there. I'm still learning as I go. But I do know that you cannot be assigned on the SPX. So that's kind of cool, because assignment is always a risk when you're in these options positions. But if you're looking at the SPX, you don't have to worry about it. So all these play very, very evenly. Pretty cool stuff. And then there's 0 days, man. That's a whole another concept. I can do those on SPY every now and then, but it's really difficult in Robinhood. If you sell an into money credit spread on 0 day, oftentimes it will, if it gets too close to an assignment risk, it will close the position for you and it ruin your chances of profit on it. It's ridiculous. So don't try those on SPY and Robinhood. You're gonna need a margin account, and I think once you have a margin account in Webull, you can start trading those complex structures on the SPX, and it will
Right
be,
now, all I've got, everything I've got is in TOS. So until I
yeah.
get that rebuilt, until I get my TOS rebuilt there, I wouldn't be able to expand into anything else right now.
Yeah, you're gonna have an interesting time. Are you dual citizenship, or you're just strictly?
Huh?
Are you in dual citizenship? Are you in U.S. citizenship as well as?
I am an American.
Right, but I mean, do you have dual citizenship? Or are you on a visa, or I don't know what the tax
Oh,
situation is, but
no, nothing. No, it's strictly American.
okay. So I know
Yeah.
a lot of our viewers and our members are international. So like, there's people in Sweden, there's people in Canada. Canada is really hard, but there's some brokers that you just can't get in some of these places. That's why I ask. So if you have dual
Oh
citizenship,
no, my Thinkorswim works fine. I have
perfect,
Webull. I've used Webull a little bit, not much,
good deal.
but I don't really have anything in it. I
So
messed around with Robinhood until I got screwed over by them.
yeah, there's been some issues. I typically I keep my Robinhood account strictly as most of the time I'm either in credit spreads, debit spreads, or I'm wheel trading. That's all I do with that
Yeah.
account.
But I
Because
was, and then they started goofing up issues with GameStop, and I was like, well, I'll just
oh
use it, just focus on Bitcoin, and then they started locking stuff out on Bitcoin and Doge and everything. I was like, oh my goodness,
yeah,
okay,
it's ridiculous what they're
and
doing
I
with
kind of
that.
gave up.
Well, for me, I focus on just the old steady Eddie large caps and stuff like that. Occasionally, I'll even wheel trade a penny stock in there just for demonstration purposes. In fact,
Yeah.
if you guys look at my history, you'll see I did a demonstration with, of all things, what was that energy company? Dang it, I can't remember the ticker.
UNG.
No, before that, the $1
Oh,
one.
CEI.
CEI, yeah. Canberra
I
Energy.
remember CEI.
I ran a
Mhm.
wheel trade on Canberra Energy, and I had a negative cost basis in less than 6 weeks. Selling
Hey,
options on that
hammer
thing.
in the demand zone.
I see that.
Pin bar hammer. It looks like a nail, right?
Good.
Right here. Into that here. It hammered all. It spiked into there. See if this is a well, morning star to me has to be at the end of a channel like here, but they've
Right.
done this before. Be nimble.
Be nimble. Be nimble, my
Be
friends.
careful. Be nimble, my friends. Remember, I don't always trade. Anyway, that's interesting stuff. I just got back in and heard. I think it's great that you have the VPN set up that you can trade all these accounts, Paul. That's
Yeah.
encouraging.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I have to because unfortunately, and most people don't realize this, Brazil is very much. It's not quite fully communistic. It is like way left socialistic,
hmm
and like for example, it's already happened 3 times now. We use WhatsApp a lot down here and Facebook Messenger, but a single judge can literally say, we don't want any access to WhatsApp and Facebook and Messenger, and literally with an order within hours can shut everything down so nobody can use any social media platform, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Jeez.
And so the only way I was able to stay in touch with friends and family in the States was through VPNs.
Well, that's good to know. So you're able to use the VPNs in Brazil to trade in the stock market using using stuff from the States.
Yeah, that, and also I know how to get around certain things from my technology background. I have other things set up. I won't go into detail.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have other points set up in the States, friends and families that have router access set up that I can direct tie into. So
You
There you go.
lie. Not you, Paul. You right here.
Yeah, I saw
See
that
my
break
screen.
over.
You lie.
I was watching that. But yeah, that's
That's
smart. I mean, like, if you think about it, well, technology has a way around socialism, and either way, we don't like it. We don't not to get political, but yeah, we don't want that
Man,
here in America. We want the
I don't want
government
to
to
get
leave us
political.
alone. We want freedom.
I don't want to get political, but I learned something when I traveled in Europe and Hungary and stuff like that. You can't just go out and start cutting grass and
Nope.
start your own business in those countries. You can't just go start painting a house
Nope.
and start your own painting business. They require you to go to school for that,
Hmm.
No.
and you get a license to do
Yep.
that. And
Yep.
so in America, we don't have to do that. And that's what, that's why I'm not like, I mean, uh, obviously I have values and, I believe in helping the poor. That
Mhm.
that's a good thing. And if you read the Bible, it talks about that.
Yep.
And so I believe in doing those things, but I also believe in having the freedom to start my own business and, without a whole bunch of BS.
Yes.
And so you can do that here, but you can't do that in socialist countries.
Free
Yeah.
enterprise is the absolute.
It's a two-edged sword.
It's the
It's a
absolute
two-edged sword.
option for the poor to get a hand up to whether it's to themselves or from someone else. Free enterprise is what enables that.
I can tell you that the owner the owner Tom Benson, who passed away, who was the owner of the New Orleans Saints,
Mhm.
I know where he came from, and he came from dirt, poor, disadvantaged
Oh yeah.
community, and he took and grabbed the bull by the horns, and he built an empire in automobiles, and then he was able to he became a great businessman, but and he never forgot those who were in need.
Yes.
And his wife now, who's owning the Saints, is continuing his philanthropist style of living, and so yeah, so you can't do that in just any country, but
Nope.
you can here. A poor man can become anything in this country if you
Absolutely.
and that's a great thing. Anyway,
And
God
there's
bless America.
there's even people out there who will actually. I mean, there's people who are philanthropists who will
I'm going
actually
to start singing
help
the
you with that.
national anthem any minute now.
Yeah. I mean, look at
Let
Shark
me.
Tank.
I'm gonna have to get out,
Yeah.
bail out. So it's been a little long, but listen, guys, great being with you today. We're sideways, kind of a hands-off day right now. I'm sitting on my hands.
Yeah.
We got a good information from Jeremy on doing some straddles and strangles. Got some good detail. So I encourage you when the replay gets out. If you're part of the Bullish Bears community, you have access to that replay. So go get it, go watch it, and scrub forward to the talk about options. That is an excellent teaching that Jeremy just did. And if you're a member of Bullish Bears community, you know that on Sundays right now where I've started a little lesson stream where I will
Yes.
break things down in writing, and I try to do it in morsels, morsel bites, so that you can go in and learn how to trade for yourself, and then come back in the rooms and tell us what you're teaching in the live streams like we're doing now, and interject. Like I was great to have Paul in the room with us and Ironclad earlier. I want you guys to do that with us because that's how we all grow, and we're
Absolutely.
learning, and we learn it forward as Jeremy is. I'm parroting what he's saying, but I also believe in what he's saying. So we're learning it forward, and I know we got a great team here at Bullish Bears. I'm behind these guys 100%, and I don't usually do that unless I really believe in something. So that's why I'm here, and that's why after Jeremy pinned me down and said, "You need to moderate now, or I'll punch you in the face." No, he didn't say that, but
Might
that's
as
why I'm
well
here,
have.
and that's what we're doing. Yeah, almost close. So appreciate you guys. Have a great day, Jeremy. Thank you for
You
everything.
too, man.
Everybody, take care, and we'll catch you on the flip.
Absolutely, man. You too. Have a great one. And yeah, I just want to kind of reiterate that real fast. I mean, that whole learn it forward thing. I mean, you are a man after my own heart, and that those little morsels you put out on Sunday, man. It just melts me. That really brings it home and brings a tear to my eye when I see that, man. It's amazing. And
Appreciate that.
that's the kind of thing we do here. It's
Wait,
realistically in a category of its own of groupthink. We're all together. We're a community, and eventually some of these people who are actually speaking up in the voice channel here with us, I mean, they might be moderating someday. We'll
yeah,
learn it forward. That's how we work. So
that's right.
keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out here, and the more people we get behind this, the more we grow, the more we have people moving up the tiers, so to speak, into the next level. The more people entering at the bottom, it's not pyramid scheme like you'd think.
No.
This is something where it's beneficial for everybody, and from
Absolutely.
top down, it's everybody. So like, and
And then
also
you learn stuff to be able to make money on your own.
absolutely, and that's the whole point. Is we're experiencing this for ourselves, learning how to change our own lives, and in the process, we're paying, learning it forward, and teaching everybody how to do the same. It's literally, I mean, when you think about it, it's mind blowing. This is changing lives. That's what we want. That's what we want to do. And it's not a handout. We're not like funding accounts or anything like that. This is a hand up, and this is the best hand up you can get, because if you got, even like me, I started with $5 trading, dude. That's gone far,
Oh yeah.
But that's the whole point. I mean, it's literally a $5 bill.
When
I
did you
started
go
trading
full
with.
time? When did you go full time, Jeremy?
Oh, just we're back here in gosh,
A couple of months at the most.
yeah, about the middle or the last week of July there. Yeah.
How long you been trading?
Since December of 2017.
So it takes time,
It takes time.
but not a long time. It's like going to college.
Exactly. And I was able
But
to.
you could probably do it. But in 2 years, in less than a year, you were already able to do stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the
Now
thing.
I'm
like,
interviewing you.
yeah, you can totally interview me. And like, literally, it was to a point where it was, I was able to supplement my income. I was able to trade some of that time that I was working a day job into time I could spend with family, which is, that money's important, but memories are 1,000 times more important. So
Yeah.
the more time I can have to devote to my family, the more I'm going to be able to learn it forward with them too. So, it's just a matter of being able to buy back your freedom, so you have that free time to go and do the things you would rather be doing. I mean,
Absolutely.
I liken it. It's a freaking horrific thing to even say, but I liken corporate America as to just modern day slavery. I mean,
Yeah, well, it can be.
Well,
it is. In a sense, it can be. You do get trapped.
Yeah, I mean, you borrow money to buy a house that you leave vacant for 8 to 10 hours a day. You owe money for a car that you got to drive to and from work, that you got to pay for by working every day. It's just you're enslaving yourself to the things you need to survive. So
Bondage.
exactly. So this gives you an opportunity to use the one fundamental that most of the people with a lot of money already understood long time ago, is the fact that you can just make money work for you. That's the whole point. We're literally
the
teaching
key.
you how to make money work for you. And
Yeah.
anytime you have somebody working for you, it buys you freedom. So you
Right.
get more freedom
That's
to do what you
exactly
want to do.
And
So-
people are doing this every day. We just got to take your time and learn it the right way, and try not to rush into things too quick. And it can be easy to do that. There's a lot of
Yes.
psychology behind it,
Oh gosh.
and everything comes into play. And but once you can get it all down, and you can get to the point that you're trading, and you're able to build your account, and continue to use good risk management.
Yes.
Know what you're getting in, know what trade you're getting in, know why you're getting in it, know where you're looking to get out. Then those things will come together. Anyway, Jeremy, appreciate it.
man.
I'm gonna end this stream, and I
Yeah.
will see you guys on the flip. Thank you much.
We'll see
Be
you guys.
good.
Have good,
Stay
everyone.
safe.